Well, I'm batching it now. Jason had to bail on me. Had a wedding to go to. This is a pretty dang neat country here. I've been coming uphill for quite a spell. Got up where I got a pretty good vantage point. Haven't seen any elk yet today. Weather's moving in. This time it's going to be a lot cooler rain, I can tell. Temperature's probably dropped, I don't know, probably 15 degrees or more since I started, but I've probably gained 2,000 feet also since I started. Well, I know I've gained 2,000 feet, maybe a little more. But these clouds are looking a little more like snow, and it's feeling a little more like it. It's not that close yet, but higher elevations will be getting it, no doubt. I'll try to get some footage, try to get some bugling footage, and then after that, the best I'll be able to do is put the camera on a tripod and hope the elk runs out in front of the camera to get shot. I'm gonna get off here now and cover some more ground, because that's the only way I know to find elk. On this morning, I got the opportunity of a lifetime to get some great footage of a herd bull and a couple of satellites. I'd put them to bed the night before, and on this morning my lens fogged up on my camera. After waiting 45 minutes, I was a bit cold. That's why you're going to see some shakiness on the camera. But all the calling is done by the elk. All this bugling and interaction, they didn't even know I was there.
Here's a smaller 6x6.
Here's a real nice buck I spotted while taking a break coming around this hillside. He's an awful long ways away, and even with that old gray face, I would have never spotted him without a good binocular. I spend a lot of time glassing, whether I'm in dense Pacific forests hunting blacktail or in open high deserts. Quality optics don't come cheap, but they are worth every penny in extreme weather and rugged country. Even in good weather, a person won't spend a lot of time in glasses that hurt your eyes. This buck might not be a monster, but he'd be hard to pass up if a guy was buck hunting. Here's a bull that got a little beat up. I was walking around the hillside. I'd gotten onto a cut horse trail, and here this bull came. I don't know if he was a bit dazed still or what, but I could hear a bull bugling down in the creek, and I think it'd gotten the better of him. On the third day of my solo hunt, I come across this herd that had 61 cows in it and not a horn in the bunch. After about 10 minutes, this bull come walking up out of the creek off to the right. I'd heard him bugling and another bull bugling down in there who never came out. Less than 2 miles from here, I'd seen about 15 or 20 cows with about 5 or 6 bulls that were chasing each other around trying to have those. And to see 61 cows out here and not a bull around, it was pretty surprising. I had been up the ridge from here, and I kept seeing this cow and this calf I could barely see over this rock outcropping. I finally got curious enough to go down and get a closer look, and I looked over that rock, and hell, there was a bunch of them. And this is just about as big a herd as I've seen in this country. Now, this is a young bull, but even a youngster's not going to keep up with that many cows. He'll need some help. Fortunately, there appeared to be quite a bit of it around. I didn't see any mature bulls anywhere near this herd, but there was quite a few bugles coming from areas, and there were some other bulls about like him. I didn't make any kind of an attempt at this bull, not that I wouldn't have, but he was about 500 yards away, was real open, pretty difficult task given the situation. But I also needed to meet Jason back at camp. We had planned on meeting there at about dark on this night, and the distance I was from there, it was going to take every bit of time I had to get there. So I watched him for a while. Neat show. At this point, I was hoping that bull would keep trotting towards me like he was, because then I'd have changed my plans. But it didn't happen, so I just watched him for a bit, and then I left.